guys, welcome back to the My Team series here on F122. Thank you for all of your support and love on episode number 1. I appreciate it very much indeed. Today, it's time for race 2, part 2 of our opening debut season in Formula 1. It's the Jeddah Corniche circuit in Saudi Arabia, a track I've not raced before, have only done a handful of laps on, and I'm pretty apprehensive about driving. So we'll wait and see how it goes. We were initially 8th fastest, then somehow we managed to nip up to 7th. Now we're back down to 8th fastest car again. We don't need to worry about wear on any of our tyres, so that's not any of our tyres, any of our components, that's not a problem whatsoever. We've unlocked a few extra things via the podium pass, just for like helmet and character poses, etc., but not anything we can ready to strike. Not anything that I'm really contemplating actually changing. What's this one? Oh wow, a ballet one. Not quite that graceful, I don't think, in real life, to be completely honest. A couple of extra badges that we've unlocked as well, different emblems that, of course, you guys could be utilising yourself. Let me know, actually. Send me pictures on Twitter, on social media. Send me pictures of your, I don't know why I've got an extra thing there. Personal stickers, that's fine. But we haven't got any other sponsors, have we? No, that's weird. I don't know why there's an extra thing there. Regardless, do send me pictures on Twitter if you're My Team graphics, whether that be your car livery or your team colours or your race suit, etc. I'd love to see them. Anyway, moving forward, it's time to head to Saudi Arabia for the Jeddah Corniche Grand Prix, or to the Jeddah Corniche circuit for the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix, more accurately. We have some stuff in the works with regards to the R&D, but it's not going to be ready for a little while. With regards to the powertrain, we're currently all done there, I think, as far as we can do. Supplier upgrades actually really, really good indeed. Actually, I might be able to do that. We can indeed. Let's pop some resource points into our engine as well then. Right, so for the time being, we're going to crack on, try and earn some more resource points, and hopefully, you never know, maybe a point or two for the team. Although, being the 8th fastest team, 15th or 16th on track, supposedly, and not being super familiar with this circuit, I'm not sure how well it's going to go. But fingers are crossed that everything will go well, and we'll find ourselves getting some points. Let's wait and see. To Saudi Arabia we go. Weather forecast, actually qualifying as a 25% chance of rain in Saudi Arabia. All right. It's a night race, though, of course, so it'll be under the lights. Right then, out to practice we go to try and, A, get some vital track time, and then B, of course, try and raise some more money from FIFA. Raise some more money from FIFA points? Raise some more resource points through sessions and practice things. Bloody hell, sort your life out, Ches. Right, here we go. Off we head to Saudi Arabia now. Give me purple, give me purple, give me purple, 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 purple. Oh. Okay, practice program over. Nearly. I'm getting there with the track, though. I'm getting there with the track, which is good news. So we've got a decent amount of resource points there. 5 of 5 in the race strategy, and then 3 of 5 in the time management and ERS. Not quite able to maximise it, but like we say, it's a track that I'm unfamiliar with, so I'm just happy to be not crashing constantly. We are bang on with the tyre management. It is pretty much as expected. My tyre wear is 1.60, whereas expected tyre wear is 1.61% per lap. So probably can't get much closer other than being on the nose. So I'm happy enough with that. With regards times, I am away off those at the top. Although we will go out there on softs, obviously. We'll go out again. I'm just going to use practice to the best of my ability to basically try and learn the track as best I can. So I'm going to go out again on a set of hards. In fact, I might go out on a set of softs. Let's go out on a set of softs. And I'm now off camera, or off YouTube camera with an edit, just going to put some laps in. Try and learn this track as best I can before we jump to quali. P6 and P15 for us in P1. I think I'm basically there with the track. I know the track. It's whether I can nail the track now is the difference. And there are still some sections where I'm a bit iffy. But I'm hoping that when it when push comes to shove and we get to crunch time, I'll be okay. So I'm going to head to quali now. This might be a bit brave, but we're going to head to quali now, and fingers crossed we'll be alright. Wish me luck. I'm up to driver level 2 with the acclaim made from that practice session, which is good news for us. We've gained some extra resource points as well, so we're looking in a handy enough position moving forward. We need the extra money though. That's the difference for us at the minute. We need more sponsors. As soon as we've got more sponsors, we can bring more money in. As soon as we've got more money, we can upgrade our facilities and start developing multiple items at the same time. That's what's holding us back at the minute, because we have the resource points to add on another couple of items, but we can't at present. So let's try and give ourselves some extra team acclaim for having a great finish in the race and qualifying well as well, and then we'll be getting newer facilities sooner, upgrading the car quicker, and moving forward through the field quicker as well. And across the line in a 1:32.6. A 1:32.6 for lap 1. Now we're not going to make the same mistake that we did in Bahrain and not go out for a second run, because let's be honest, we're not going to make it into Q3, so we don't need to be saving any tyres. And also, these soft tyres last for such a little amount of time as it is, that it's probably going to be a medium and a hard race anyway, like a hard to medium or a medium to hard one-stop Grand Prix. So we'll go out on another set of softs at the end of the session when the track is ramping up, and fingers crossed we can go a little bit quicker. Lewis, you would imagine, will go faster still. So we're currently P13, probably P14 after one run. I'm going to improve, but it's going to be by such a little amount of time. I'm not sure it's actually going to make any difference. I think that said P17 top left. It says P17 on my dashboard, and indeed it is P17. Both laps were scrappy. Absolutely. There's a good tenth and a half, if I'm being modest. A good tenth and a half on the table there. So we are out in Q1, out by 3/100ths of a second from Seb Vettel. So on paper we are the 15th and 16th fastest car, and we're P17, which, to be fair, is our best qualifying so far. We were P18 in Bahrain, we're P17 here, and to be fair, to have made a step forward in quali on a track I really don't know and I'm not familiar with, I have to be happy enough with that. And hopefully we can make strategy work in the race like we did last time, and make steps forward with regards our position come the end of the Grand Prix, whether that be helped, again, as it was in the last one, by cars retiring. Hopefully not in the manner that it was in the last Grand Prix, with the AI just balking itself and driving into one another on the track when someone had spun. But with it being Jeddah and the walls being super close, I can't guarantee there won't be any more bugs in this one, but fingers crossed we do okay. We're going to go and sort our race strategy out. I think it's going to be a one-stop hards to mediums, probably. We'll see what the race strategy says. Yeah, no worries about rain whatsoever for the Grand Prix. 50 laps, which at that pace is probably not going to take that long, although it is a minute and a half. It's about a minute and a half a lap with no fuel, so it's probably going to be like mid 130s with a heavy car. So 50 laps, it's still probably going to take about an hour and 15 minutes, an hour and 20 maybe. Probably about an hour and 15 to an hour and 20 to do the Grand Prix if you factor in pit stops and slower laps. Maybe even a little bit longer. We'll wait and see. But let's see what the grid looks like for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix then. We know we're starting P17, of course, but on pole this time around is Charles Leclerc again, but Carlos Sainz is up to P2. That was Max Verstappen for Bahrain. Obviously, Charles Leclerc didn't have much luck at all in the first Grand Prix because he got a puncture and then front wing damage. Russell in P4. Checo outperforms Lewis Hamilton. He's in P6. Alonso doing well in that Alpine, which is very fast in a straight line. Yuki in P10. Well done, Yuki. Outperforming his teammate. Norris. Bottas, it's poor for him with a penalty. Bottas with a grid penalty already. Only on race 2, which is surprising. We'll start P17 with Guan Yu Zhou alongside us. Teo Porcher again qualifies just 2 places behind me and will be right on my tail. And Daniel Ricciardo again really struggling in qualifying and at the back of the grid. Not having a great time, Daniel Ricciardo, so far. Right, race strategy-wise, what are we doing? And if our tyres are okay and we think we can get to lap 30, then I'll go medium, soft, soft. But I think medium, hard is going to be the better option than hard, medium. Broadcast formation lap, of course, as we've decided to choose. It's a really tight turn 1, isn't it? And there's not much of a run down to turn 1 either. Pit stop strategy is saying hard to medium or soft, soft, hard. We're going medium, hard. So we're actually not doing either of those. We're doing the reverse. Blink, mate! Blink! Oh! Warming up those front tyres a little bit. Here we go then. Race about to begin. Formation lap is complete. I wonder if my guy's blinked yet. He really is in the zone, isn't he? Too focused to blink. He's in the zone. Well, hopefully we're in the zone. Let's try again. Still wheel spin off the line. Still we've gone backwards. I'm so nervous about outbraking myself though. Do I risk it around the outside? No, I certainly don't. Oh, I'm going to drop to last here. There's a less exciting start to this Grand Prix than we had in Bahrain, that's for sure. But we'll just try and stick with everyone and pick people off one by one. Up the inside here maybe on Alex Albon, give him racing room. There you go, that's a move made. Oh, my heart was in my mouth then. My heart was really in my mouth. I didn't have any idea whether that was going to work or not. Come on then. DRS enabled this lap. We're well within half a second. We're within a second, sorry.
When you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
Daniel Ricciardo's trying to make some moves. Can I make it around the outside of my teammate here? I can't. Back out of that.
Pulling out a second a lap on the car behind. Really good stuff.
Got the inside of Teo here. Is it worth it? Oh. I thought about it. I had to back out. I just couldn't be... I couldn't be sure I wouldn't absolutely... T-bone him, sorry, in the side. So I had to back out of that. Right, come on then. We've got a run on Teo now. That might be Teo Porcher dealt with. Latifi's gone defensive as well. We might be 3 abreast here. I nip up the inside here, trying to stay on track to do it. That's 2 cars down the straight up to P19. I think they put themselves just out of position on the straight there. I think Latifi might have caught the inside of the wall on turn 1 all by himself and be struggling with front wing damage now, so hopefully Teo can get past him sooner rather than later. Again, I'm so rear traction limited. They're going for it in front. Really struggling with the back end. I don't know whether it's probably set up, to be honest, more so than anything else. Is anyone pulling off? No, no one's pitting. Daniel's gone defensive.
Okay, so we're leading our teammate by
he almost jinked back there, and he's gone up trying to get up the inside of Seb. That's not worked for him. And he's slow on the power, but as I put my throttle down, my back end just span up. Latifi and Porcher are having a bit of a battle behind us. Porcher does appear to now be through, my teammate, which is good news. We haven't yet been able to recover to where we started, but we are getting there. No sign of anyone having any issues so far. Front wing damage or technical faults. I went in really, really deep there, but we might be able to go all the way around the outside of Daniel Ricciardo here. I'm having to use a lot of my battery up, but we have taken the McLaren, have we? Maybe.
Nice move. Good job.
He's still trying to hang on in there. Now he's pushed Seb offline. And he almost made a position by nearly losing one. These two are going to be side by side through here. They're really slow. Oh, had to get on the brakes there. Seb's well offline. That's meant that Teo behind has caught up now, so I'm going to have to be worrying about what's behind me as well as what's in front of me now. Here comes my teammate looking around the outside. Not going to let him. Problem for Ricciardo now is he's lost time to that group, that gaggle. He doesn't have DRS, and this is what happens when you don't have DRS at this track in these sections. You just get swallowed up.
Okay, you're in the dirty air of the car in front. Let's get past them.
I go around the outside of Seb here. No, they're both battling so hard. I'm to worry about my teammate behind me as well. It's a hell of a battle. We just aren't able to actually make the most of it at the minute. I can't get past anyone. It's so narrow here. I'm actually worried about getting overtaken by my teammate in a minute as well. Could be alongside me again here as we run wide. I just can't. I can't get that part of the track right. I just can't. Seb is past Daniel though. Now Seb's going to be vulnerable. Keep clipping the wall slightly like that. It's not going to do me any favours. End up with damage if I'm not careful. I just can't put my foot down when I want to. I don't know whether you guys can see how regularly the back end is stepping out on me by my controller inputs or by the driving style, but I am struggles. But we have caught up with that gaggle in front again, look. So Seb will now have DRS, I imagine, and indeed he does. I'm having to. This is such a battle, you know. Driving to the very, very limit of my average driving capabilities to try and cling on to 19th place. Lance Stroll is starting to fall away from those in front of him now as well. Lance is starting to struggle. 22% wall on the rear right, that's the tyre that's going to go first. It's just a procession so far, isn't it? Now Pourchaire's got a run on me. He's going to have a look around the outside here, my teammate. We're going to go deep into the corner on the brakes and just hold him at bay. Stroll is vulnerable now, though. Stroll is really vulnerable. He's lost DRS, I'd imagine, on the cars in front. He's gone defensive. Seb, his teammate, is going to try and have a look at him into turn one. They're going to be really slow on the apex here. It's just seemingly so hard to overtake here at Jeddah, despite all of the DRS options. The corners at the end of the DRS straights don't actually lend themselves to decent overtaking opportunities. They're going to get so slow here now. If it was just one car, you'd throw it up the inside, but
Fortunately, the marshals have managed to clear it up in time, and there are so far no plans for a safety car.
if it was just one car, you'd throw up the inside of a braking zone and be fine. But because there's two or three or more, you just can't do that. So as a result, he's just kind of stuck a little bit. Top 4 have just absolutely pieced out up top. I've got to run on Daniel now. I'm going to try and make this stick if I can. Oh, he's just driven straight into Seb. Daniel's going to have front wing damage now, and significant front wing damage. He's just driven straight into Seb, trying to defend from me. He's gone long in the braking zone, and he's going to be super slow now. But I just can't get past him. Now we've got Teo attacking me on the other side. Daniel's gone defensive. Oh, he's just so slow, you can't get the power down. And now Teo's going to get a run on me. And I'm actually going to lose a place. Down to P19. Just can't get past. It's so tight and twisty, there's just no overtaking opportunities. And the others down the road have just disappeared now because we've got stuck behind Daniel with no bloody front wing on him. Or front wing damage, at least. Just brought Albon and Latifi into consideration behind us as well. Daniel going defensive again on Teo. Teo's trying his best. He's going to go around the outside. I'm going to try and follow him if I can. Daniel will pull into the pits here for sure. So Daniel's going to pit. And I'm going to get the run around Teo, and we'll have P17. I've had to go deep to get it, deep in the corner, but we have held it. Now we've got to close that gap down on the two Aston Martins, who are actually fighting side by side in clear air. In clear air, we're actually faster than those around us. It's just getting that clear air is the issue at the minute.
Gap to the car in front is 1.5 seconds.
This means that maybe once we actually make a stop and get onto a fresh set, we might be able to make an undercut work to some extent. K-Mag's having a go at Teo. K-Mag must have stopped because he's on soft tyres. Seb, lot of sparks there from Seb Vettel. You see the softs only last 15 laps at best. So unless you're 10 laps from the end or less, there's no point putting softs on. But will the tyre advantage actually work for him? Because our experience so far is it doesn't matter if you've got a tyre advantage. It's so hard to overtake here. But it makes it really difficult. I'm going to go defensive here. He's going to have a look around the outside of me. But if I hold my line around the inside here, we'll keep the position. And I'll have DRS. And use my battery and actually pull away from him a little bit. So the tyre advantage doesn't help. Right, we've got a run now. We've got a real run on the first Aston Martin. Am I going to clatter into the back of Seb at the end of the pit straight? Is he going to clatter into Seb at the end of the pit straight? He's hit the wall. He has hit Seb. They're both okay. Lance Stroll's put himself offline. Give him a squeeze. And we are passed into P16. God, I'm having to concentrate so hard. This is like Monaco, but 100 miles an hour quicker at every section. Now there's only one car in front of me. I think maybe I might be able to just pick him off. I think K-Mag pit, actually. I think K-Mag pit again. Let's have a look at the race director. So, as it stands, Max has gone from third to first. Carlos Sainz has gone from second to fourth. Checo's up to third. The two Mercedes are running with each other now. Magnussen has gone hard, soft, soft. He had to pit for front wing damage on lap 10. And his soft tyres lasted 7 laps. That's key information for us. His soft tyres lasted 7 laps. So they're surely just not worth touching in this race unless it is really right at the end of the Grand Prix and there's a safety car or something. I'm going to try and make it as long as I can on these mediums, and then we'll stop for hards and try and go to the end of the race. That's what we'll do. Thank you for the Glasses of Destiny redemption. We will do that. Oh, back stepped on me there. I'll try, but I don't think it's going to work. Lance Stroll is pitting, so he must have taken front wing damage then when he clouted the wall at the beginning of the last lap. When he went defensive from me, caught the wall on the inside, and that's going to cost him dear come the end of this Grand Prix, you think, for Lance Stroll. Whoa. It's been good hard racing throughout the Grand Prix, though, hasn't it? We haven't had a single moment where we haven't been not on our own. It wants me to change lap 22 onto hards. Yeah, that's what our current strategy is. I don't know why you're asking me to change onto my current strategy from my current strategy. That's weird. Look at the gap to Gasly though, up to 9 seconds now. Right, we're a lot closer this time. Under 4 tenths. With battery and DRS, there's no way we don't get Seb now. Bye, Sebastian.
Nice work, mate. That brings you up a place.
Question now is, can I close the gap at all on Gasly and Zhou Guanyu? Can I pull away from Seb and open the gap behind me to try and close the gap in front of me? Thank you for the follow, Bart. That Mercedes engine with DRS is not letting me get away, is it? Trying to position my car as best I can to go as defensive as I dare. To try and stop Seb from coming through, but I'm not sure there's going to be much I can do to defend here down this straight now. Cars in front are in the pits. Cars in front are in the pits. They're going hard to medium, but that's only 22 laps on their hards. They've only been able to go 22 laps on their hards. So I think the other drivers that started on their hards might be two-stopping, because surely there's no way they go now 30... There's no way they do 28 laps on mediums after doing 22 laps on hards, surely. That is early. Unless somehow they're going to be able to extend those mediums as best they can. I think we're going to box 24. We're absolutely fine for fuel as well. If anything, we're carrying more fuel than we need to. More drivers in the pits. More positions made for the time being. And for the first time in our Formula 1 career, we are running in the points. Up to P10. I'm going to pit next lap, I think. I'll pit 24 for a set of hards. Yeah, they're not stopping again. They're going to try and make those mediums go to the end. 22 laps on hards, 28 laps on mediums is a really odd way to try and run it. The key we'll be able to see if we're actually going to make much ground is how fast our lap times are. If we're setting personal best lap times on fresh hard tyres, then maybe it'll work for us. 50% wear on my rear tyres now, so we're definitely needing to pit. We've extended the stint as best we can. Now I need to time this right, if I can. Please give me a good pit stop. Got good. Now don't balls up on any tyres.
Good job from you and the crew there, mate. We're satisfied with that. That was our last stop. No
I'm gonna have cold tyres, so I've got to be careful here. I've been lapped. That's Max Verstappen. We come out behind Lance Stroll. Oh, I'm going to need these tyres to get up to temperature as quickly as I possibly can get them to. At the minute they are cold and slippery. And I am not even able to make it round corners at the minute. Oh my god, they're so bad. I need these to warm up super quick. Otherwise we're going to find ourselves just stuck in a DRS train again. Alex Albon just driving clean around the outside of me there.
Try to keep focus.
A little bit of contact there, wheel to wheel, so it's fine, no bodywork damage. It's got DRS now as well. Just trying to make sure that my car is as wide as possible. Cold tyres at the beginning of a new stint is so tough. Going for it around the outside, Alex Albon. I'm going to drive him wide. He's tried the cutback. A bit slower on Apex and actually threw him off a little bit. That's good. I tried a little bit of tactics there to just go too slow than he, or slower than he would have expected on the Apex, which meant that he had to get out of the throttle. So my plan now is that their tyres are going to go off before mine, and I will be quicker at the end of the race with hards that have worn better than their mediums. It's nice to have a little bit of tyre grip back. Not that it's amazing, but it's still better than nothing. Is Seb thinking about into the final turn? He certainly is. That is going to slow them both down here. Blue flags. Not sure what for. There is a Ferrari coming, but he's not close yet. Seb's having a look at Teo into turn 1. And Seb has outbroken himself, gone deep, and ballsed it.
Brilliant. Nice move.
Unlucky, Seb. You've not done yourself any favours there. Let's have a look at that again. Tries to go in deep. Snags a tyre and pushes right on. That'll do nicely, thank you very much. I'll have that position if you don't mind. Right, come on then. Battery, DRS, P16 please. Let's get it done. I am past my teammate and up into P16. 17 seconds. Oh, Stroll's pit again. We're into P15. Stroll pit for another set of tyres. So we've actually made 2 places there on that straight because the Aston Martin pulled into the pits.
Okay,
Guan Yu Zhou is out.
Okay, they're out of this race.
Why has Guan Yu Zhou retired? Guan Yu Zhou and Pierre Gasly were the cars that were battling in front of me. His engine's gone. Ferrari unreliability again with a power unit. But he's pulled over by a marshal post. That shouldn't cause a safety car. At most it will be a VSC, but I don't think it really needs anything. They'll just wheel that away. There's the yellow flags. That's us into P14.
Okay, clear.
We've gained a position thanks to Ferrari and thanks to a Ferrari engine letting go in the back of the Alfa Romeo. Lovely. Ta very much. Frustratingly, that does now release Gasly to not have to battle with anyone, and he can just extend his gap again. I don't know whether a safety car is good for me or not. To be honest, I don't know if I have another set of medium tyres I can go to. I've got a set of used medium tyres I can go to. But how used they are, I don't know. And there's still, frustratingly, no way to check, as far as I'm aware. K-Mag is past Teo Pourchaire now. I thought that gap behind me's not really going anywhere, but it's because K-Mag's through. And it's actually a Haas that's chasing me, not my teammate anymore. It's just so quick. K-Mag is so quick. There's no point really fighting this. I might as well just try and follow him.
Come on, you can win that place back. Blue flag, blue flag.
And here's Max behind, wanting to come and overtake. If we hadn't got caught behind those drivers at the beginning, I don't know if we'd have made much further headway than where we are right now anyway. I think this is probably about where the pace of the car is, isn't it? We're just not close to the Hasses or the Alpha Tauris. But we've definitely got the edge on... Definitely got the edge on the Williams and the Aston Martin. One of the McLarens is in front of us, one of the McLarens is behind us. Daniel's just struggling this year.
4.1 seconds.
But gaps in front are growing now. Gaps behind aren't increasing, but gaps in front are growing again. What's next after Jeddah? Is it Australia?
Green flag.
Yellow flag behind, Sebastian Vettel out of the race. Seb is out. What's happened to him? Has he had an accident with someone, or has his engine gone as well? His engine's gone as well. It is a car killer, it seems, here in Jeddah. He too was pulled over by a Marshall station, so I don't anticipate any sort of safety car, be that full or virtual. But Sebastian Vettel is out of the Grand Prix. Doesn't help us at all, nor our teammate. But it is another retirement to add to the list. And with 1 3/4 laps remaining, this is where our Grand Prix is going to find itself coming to a close. Big gap in front, big gap behind. It has been pretty lonely lately in this race, so I'm not sure how long this video might be. To be fair, there was a lot of action at the beginning of the Grand Prix, so we might actually have the majority of it. I literally am using it, Mark, if you don't mind. There might actually be a lot of action from the first few laps, and then not much from the last half of the race, really. But whilst I have struggled at this track, be it with it being a new one for me, one I've not done a race at before, I barely even lapped it before we started practice. To get a similar finish here to what we did in Bahrain, a track that I genuinely really enjoy driving and love, I have to be happy, really. We've got to be happy with a P15 here. We just unlocked a a supercar token, which, to be fair, we could unlock a safety car with. But as we start our final lap of the race, albeit the leaders are on lap 50 now, we've been overtaken and lapped by all 4 of the front runners, both Ferrari and both Red Bulls. I believe it's the 2 Mercedeses that are running 5th and 6th. Charles Leclerc looks like he's going to get the victory. He was the one that had all of the bad luck in Bahrain last time out with the puncture and then front wing damage after that. But he has been able to maintain a really good race pace here. Lost the lead when he had to pit, but managed to get it back and hold it on, well, not necessarily an undercut. Maybe it was an undercut for time on Max Verstappen. And he's just set the fastest lap of the race as he wins it at the end of the Grand Prix. That's one way to show that you had everything in the pocket and under control today, isn't it? Charles Leclerc wins the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix for 2022 and shows some real dominance. That Ferrari is particularly strong. Carlos Sainz qualified P2 and on the front row, but such has been the nature of his career at Ferrari in real life, not able to turn that into a better finish, and drops down from P2 on the grid to P3 to finish, but still a podium for Carlos and doing well enough at Ferrari so far in this save. Certainly no questions about his seat for next year at this stage in the save. To be fair, no questions about his seat in the save or in real life either, but a P15 at Saudi Arabia I am happy with, actually. And with Australia next, as Bottas gets driver of the day on this occasion. It was Mick Schumacher that got driver of the day yesterday in the last Grand Prix, of course, after he flew up 10 spots in Bahrain. It is Ferrari 1 and Ferrari 3 here in Bahrain. Max Verstappen takes a P2. I'm not sure where that... Well, it won't... I think Max will still lead the way in the driver's standings because Charles obviously wasn't P2 in the last Grand Prix. So Max will still lead the championship by a little way. And it was Red Bull 1-2 in the last Grand Prix, wasn't it? Whereas it's Red Bull 2-4 here. So I think Red Bull will still lead the way in the constructors. But at the same time, I don't know if the gap will be that big. We'll wait and see. But it's celebration time here in Saudi Arabia. Charles will go and celebrate with his trophy. Then it'll be shaky bottle time as we say thank you very much to Martin for the 1,515 bits. Oh, the old Lando Norris slammed the bottle on the floor. Love that. That's what I'd like to have my guy do, if that's a possibility, later in the save when we're in a position to be scoring podiums. We're quite a way away from that at the minute. But who knows? In a season and a half's time, we might be fighting for a podium. We might get lucky in the meantime and find ourselves inheriting a podium at some point. To be fair, he set the fastest lap on the last lap there, Charles, but he was only just quicker by 6.5 of a second from Max Verstappen there in P2. Only 5 cars on the lead lap, to be fair. That's how quick the top 4 were. George beating Lewis around the circuit, gaining himself another top 5 finish. We find ourselves in P15. Happy enough with that, though, like I say. Pleased enough with that. My fastest lap was the 1:35.2, which was not far off the Alpha Tauris, to be honest. And just as quick, in fact quicker, than Lando Norris, who finished P11. So there is some pace in this car. We are extracting it at times, but it's doing that consistently. And hopefully, a track I'm more familiar with, we will be able to do that. Bigger claim boosts for the team there, and for me, really, as a driver too. So pleased enough with that. And money, a little bit of damage deduction from me and from Teo, but that's to be expected around a street track. Now, are we going to get any closer to potentially developing the car as we jump back? We got an event in the department that needs resolving. Department events are part and parcel of it. Porsche has been hitting their stride in the simulator recently. While they're in the zone, where should we get them to focus their development? Pace or awareness? Less mistakes or outright speed? I'd say, considering he's not made many mistakes at all so far, outright pace. Let's give Teo Porsche a bit more of an opportunity. Moving forward, we have some activities we can throw on now. Unfortunately, the performance index has seen us drop back behind McLaren. We're now the 9th fastest team. Let's go for second driver focus. Let's go for some team acclaim there. That leaves me 5. In fact, let's remove that. Let's put that... Oh, hang on. Let's put that there. Let's do 3-day ones if we can. Resource points for that, and then let's get the team acclaim as well. The sooner we get to the point of being able to upgrade our facilities, the better, and the sooner we're going to be able to do that is with more sponsorship money. So I'm going to need to ensure that we're making as much money as possible as quickly as possible. So I need more sponsors for that. It will come in time, and we're getting there, but it seems that the car is going to hopefully make some good progression. We have a Pirelli hot lap to go to, but we won't be doing that just yet. 11th of April is when those developments come through, which is after the Australian Grand Prix. I'm not able to add anything else on, I don't think, R&D wise at the minute. I think the departments are at their limit, which they are. The capacity is reached. That's going to be the first port of call for me, I think. But it means we're going to build up a bank of resource points, which is good. We're getting there slowly. Slowly but surely, McLaren have closed the gap, as you can see. So they're above us on the performance index, but it's really neck and neck between the two of us. So we should still be aiming for 15th or 16th in Australia, which is what we shall try and do. But for now, for the YouTube video, that's going to bring this one to a close. Thank you very much for watching. Do drop the video a like if you've enjoyed, and make sure you subscribe to the channel on the link, or subscribe to the channel here on ChesnoidPlays, then follow the link in the description to come and follow me on Twitch, where you can watch these streams live. Alternatively, continue to watch the edited highlights here on the ChesnoidPlays channel. It is entirely up to you. Thank you for supporting episode 1, though. Please do keep it going here on episode 2 as well. And for now, I will see you next time.